What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another podcast issue of comiXalliance, where we'll be talking about variant covers and what we think of them. I just want to remind you guys, we do have an IG profile on Instagram called comiXalliance, and that is spelled COMIXALLIANCE, where we post weekly poll videos and some comic book of the week post and other various comic book posts that we put up there, including non-comic book and nerdy posts as well. So if you guys like that stuff, check it out over there, and we'll go ahead and start the podcast. So my name is Chris.
And I'm Joe.
And like I said, today we're going to be talking about variant covers, one of the other formats that we like collecting, and that is through floppy issues. And what a variant cover basically is a comic book cover of a comic book series or run, and each issue has a main cover, and then any other cover besides the main cover is basically a variant cover, which is a different cover of a comic book. And some of them can be either B or C covers or D covers, or it could be incentive covers. It could be comic book shop exclusive covers, various artist covers, and those are all basic variant covers. So
just to throw off, if you're listening and you're a little confused as to what some of these things are, we'll go over what all of these mean for anybody who's still like kind of new to the game. Just so people don't there are people who might not know what like a incentive cover is, or why, like, or what exactly like a store exclusive cover would be, stuff like that.
Yeah, we'll be going over all that once we get started. So I was just doing an overview of basically what variant covers are there available. So let's go ahead and start it off with the variant covers for, like, I guess artist variants, because that's what they basically are, right?
Yeah.
When they have variant covers.
Typically, like a issue will release, say, here's one, just for a reason to mention them. King in Black, say issue number 1 has, cover A, drawn by Ryan Stegman. That's the main cover. Now, cover B will be like, say, like a Peach Momoko cover, or I can't even think of who else did some of these covers.
I think Inhyuk Lee did one.
Yes. I forgot I'd mentioned him earlier. Something Mayhew. Was it Mike Mayhew? The guy who did the Lethal Protector homage for Venom?
I don't know who did that cover.
That's kind of the point, is like sometimes like cover like B, C, and D will be like a special artist, or not special, but like a specific artist who will do that cover, and it's that character, the main character, or sometimes it's a collage of characters all done in that artist's art style that represents the issue. It's something like they're really cool sometimes. And then in the case of DC, the B cover, it appears to be done by a few different artists, I think, depending on the issue, but it's always like a cardstock variant for issue B. I've noticed that all their main covers have the same theme, but then they do like a minimal variant for B that's done on cardstock. And lately they've actually changed the material, and that really bothers me. But
can you explain to the listeners too what a cardstock is?
So cardstock's like a thicker grade of paper that I think more like a glossy cover, or like why am I drawing, like a greeting card. Think like a greeting card with like a glossy photo on there. That's what the cover feels like. So it's a lot nicer, a lot flashier. Definitely, it's not always worth money, but it definitely feels like it's worth more. Like it, they did a better job capturing like an image, and it's usually like instead of just like a regular drawing, it usually looks like a portrait of sorts, or something you could see like framed, like hanging on a wall, like a poster.
like an art print.
Yeah. They do that, and I love those. Those actually for DC, I pretty much only get those covers, or I find like
Yeah,
some of
same
the
here.
rare variants.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, but so in terms of the artist covers, yeah, like you'll see Art Germ do some of them. He's a great artist. Scotty Young sometimes will be like, if you're lucky, like the B or C cover artist for like a lot of Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah, the artist variants are definitely one of the things to look out for if you're looking for, or if you're looking to getting into collecting variant covers. Just finding the right artist that just hits home for you. They'll tend to stick to one publisher and do artwork for them for specific series and stuff. So that's the way you could probably start collecting variant covers if you want to get into them. And sometimes they're specific artist variants, depending on how popular the artist is, will determine whether a variant cover will go up in value or go down in value or be in high demand and be very difficult to find in your comic book shops. Like, for example, Scott Young is usually one of the artists that sell out. Peach Momoko, just because they're really hot artists right now that are in the market. So
And they
if you could find,
actually, oh,
oh,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
I was gonna throw out there. They even sell out when they're like one of the more mass-produced covers, like not an incentive cover, like
Yeah,
something that's not like a rare version of the variant. Like those two, like Scotty Young and
yeah,
Peach Momoko, almost always gone. Like they're so hard to
yeah,
find if
yeah.
you're
Because their artwork's so amazing that if you could buy it for cover price without having to pay that incentive cover or try to hunt for the more rare variants, it's way easier to get, and you could get multiples of them if your comic book shop allows it.
yeah, which I always try to.
Yeah.
So, well,
I mean,
for Scotty Young specifically.
yeah, and also with the if you want to get multiple variant covers of that artist variant or of that specific cover for a series, you could put that on your FOC as well, and usually the comic book shops wouldn't mind you ordering like 5 or 10 issues of the same cover of that artist as long as you put it in order. But usually if you go in there just doing a walk-in buy, they tend to limit 1 or 2 issues only, so that way other people has a chance to get that cover as well.
Yep. Yep, like the Scotty Young Alien was sold out the day of,
Oh yeah,
or
yeah,
I'm sorry, number one for
yeah.
Alien number one. Like
Luckily, I
that,
was able to get one of those too.
yeah. That thing wasn't even one of the like incentives. It was just people
View
saw,
cover or something.
yeah, people were just like, oh,
Yeah,
Scotty Young doing Alien, it's mine.
yeah,
Same
yeah.
with the Silk number one.
Oh yeah,
The Scotty Young was like almost impossible to find day
yeah.
of. Thankfully,
I,
I got it. So
awesome,
got them
awesome.
both. There's very few Scotty Young covers that I've missed over the
Yeah,
last
and
few.
I've still been debating whether to collect Scotty Young variants, and I do love them, but I just haven't had that itch to make sure I get every single one. Same thing with Peach Momoko. I don't know. I probably haven't had that itch to dive completely into it. Like every once in a while, I'll see like a specific cover done, and if I like the series, I'll take it.
Yeah, that I do that too with certain artists. Like
Yeah,
if like I'll see it and I'm just like, that's a pretty sweet cover. Like I'm gonna definitely grab that.
yeah.
Um, one thing about artist variants, Shelby's getting obsessed with Art Germ.
Oh yeah, his covers are pretty awesome actually.
Oh yeah,
So
no, I love his covers. It's just funny
yeah,
because he
yeah,
was like the big artist a few years ago. Not to say he's not like a big artist now,
yeah.
but he was like the hot artist that everybody was collecting a couple years ago.
Oh,
And
okay.
so since he's kind of like I'm not saying like faded out, but
Yeah, but
he's dropped down on like the top 5 list,
yeah,
that like we're having a much easier time actually finding them, which is cool.
yeah,
Because
that's
like
cool.
we're still paying a premium for some of these things, or she's still
Yeah,
paying a premium for some of these things, but no, it's nice to know that like, as awesome as his artwork is, like we're not buying these issues that are going for $25 on day of,
yeah,
selling out, and then having to go buy them on eBay or at a shop for like $80.
yeah. Right.
that's kind of nice that like
Yeah, that's great.
he's dropped down the ranks a bit. Now we have to fight with people for Peach Momoko and Scotty Young
Mhm.
covers. But
Nice.
yeah, but it's cool. But no,
I
I
think
love art from.
I think one of my favorite artists that I do like collecting for, and it's most of his artwork that I do like, but I usually tend to revert to a. I guess we could roll onto this is a Virgin variant. And when I started collecting the single issues, I had no idea what a full cover art variant is called. Like I didn't know it was called the Virgin variant
Yeah.
until you actually told me about that. So once I found out about that, I was able to communicate with the comic shops and ask for virgin covers, meaning a full cover art without showing the title, issue number, or barcode or anything. So it's basically just an art print of that issue
Yep.
or the complete comic book, but just a complete art cover,
Like no
which is really great.
no logo, like
Yeah,
no
no logo.
barcode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just complete
so
art,
much
which is
nicer.
really cool. Yeah.
It
Yeah,
does suck.
especially when you're trying to display them. They look a lot nicer when they're on the wall like that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
and
Hey,
one of the artists that I like collecting that for is Gabriel Del Otto. His artwork is fairly unique, and I definitely like it.
what's
Um,
something
let me s-
specific that he's done that I would know?
I don't know if you've seen this yet, but let me see if I have it in reach. But here's one of the, and I'll show you a virgin cover and a non-virgin cover. Shoot, I don't have the same cover, but here's one of them. And this was when I saw this. This is actually what got me into
You know what?
Gabriel Del Otto.
Wait, before you show me, is it that
Yeah,
Daredevil one you bought?
no, but that one was really cool,
Okay.
and that's my second one that I bought. That just I'm like, man, this guy, his virgin covers just look amazing. It just looks more realistic and a more darker tone when it comes to his artwork for some of these Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
And here's one of them right here.
Oh
This is
no,
one of my.
that's what I meant. Like same artist from the Daredevil.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
My
had a
bad.
feeling as soon as you started explaining it. Yes, I
Yeah, yeah,
love that one.
yeah. This is one of my favorite Marvel or Spider-Man covers that I've ever seen, and I'm
Yeah,
glad to
that's
own this in a non-virgin and virgin cover. So
how much did you
just
pay
having
for it?
that, this one was only like I think 10 or 20 bucks, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then I think I paid about $30 for the set. So
That's not bad at all.
yeah, so yeah, it's just really cool having the Spider-Man logo in the back and him just if you could see very closely, his mask or his eyes are a lot more squinted.
Yeah,
So I don't know, it just makes it more makes Spider-Man more
sinister.
mature, or like he's been through some shit, like
Yeah,
he's
he
not
just looks
wide-eyed and surprised.
he looks a
He's
little
he
more
looks
sinister. Like he's just like
yeah,
he's had it. Like he's done.
yeah, he's
He's
ready
just
to kick
like,
some
yeah,
ass.
exactly.
Yeah. And
Um,
then the other version cover I just want to show off real quick is another one by Gabriel Del Otto of Spider-Man. And it's this one right here.
yeah, I remember that one too.
Yeah.
Some nice
So it's pretty
covers.
dope. hmm Yeah, so yeah, just find if you want to get into variant cover collecting, find the artist that you like to collect for. And you could, usually they'll see multiple covers done through different publishers for the most part. So
Yeah, yeah. There's so many good ones.
mhm.
In addition to all of this, there's also incentive variants, which we've mentioned, where there'll be like 1 in 10, sometimes 1 in 5s,
Mhm.
oddly enough, like a 1 in 5, a 1 in 10,
Yeah,
1 in 15, 20, 25. I don't think I've ever seen a 30. Usually it
I
just
don't think
jumps up to
so.
like 50.
Yeah,
And then 100, I believe. And
yeah,
there is a 1 in 1,000 for Berserker #1.
yeah. It's
Oh
ridiculous.
my God. Somebody
Yeah.
has that for sale too,
Oh yeah, for sure.
with Keanu Reeves' signature.
What is it, like
And
5,000 or something?
it's more than that. I forgot how much, but and it's CGC graded, so it's
hmm
authenticated that it is actually his signature.
Damn.
Yeah. I forgot how much it was. It may have been like
Yeah.
10 grand.
That sounds about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I was like,
I
this
mean,
is
a signature from
ridiculous.
Keanu Reeves already is like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yeah, that series is just gonna blow up. The only thing I'm like kind of not speculating, but kind of wondering like how these modern comics will do in the long run, because a lot of
Yeah.
the golden age and silver age issues are up in value because the characters are still or got a lot more popular compared to back then. And on top of that, the issue count is a lot less compared to some of these modern comics, so are a lot more harder to find in the condition that you know, in the higher condition quality that you want to find them in.
Yeah. Plus, I think the print run is considerably higher now
Yeah,
because there weren't, like people are buying this stuff just for the collecting value now. Like there's
yeah,
people who
or
have probably,
investment.
yeah, well, yeah, but there's people
Yeah,
who like don't even care for comics and they just buy to turn
yeah,
around and sell for more as like a means of making money.
yeah,
And so all that stuff, cause like it's more people buying, so it's more, it causes like the print run to go up on some of this stuff. But to touch on the incentive variance for anyone who doesn't know, I know there's going to be a lot of people who follow us who are probably already know what we're talking about, but for the listener who does not, we will explain. Because we like to, me personally, and I'm sure you gather this, or you feel this way. I like to appeal to people who might just be looking to getting into stuff, So I want to kind of present everything, to someone who doesn't know, and it's kind of just like learning, and we can kind of help them along the way. So incentive variants, pretty much like if it's a 1 in 10 for a comic shop to get it, they have to order 10 copies of this issue to get one. So if they, order 20, they get two, 30, they get three, and so on. But then there's the other incentives where it's like that 1 in 1,000 I mentioned, that shop had to order 1,000 copies of Berserker #1 to get one copy of that.
yeah,
That just blows my mind to think that that even exists.
yeah,
Um,
really. And on top of that too, like it's very difficult for a comic shop to determine whether, you know, a specific issue or a specific series is going to sell out or not. It's a very high risk maneuver when it comes to buying a certain number of issues just to get those incentive covers, unless because you know, the shop doesn't want to get stuck with all those issues and just
mhm.
sell that incentive variant, you know. And that's part of the reason why they price the incentive issue a little bit higher than cover price, obviously. And there's a couple different ways that the shop will be able to help you out with that if you want incentive covers. So what they'll basically do is, if you're a pull customer and you're like one of the first few people that ask for that series on your pull list, they might help you out and save that incentive cover for you and set it at a higher price than cover price. And it could be anywhere between double to even maybe 5 times the cover price, depending on which incentive it is.
Oh yeah.
And my shop actually sometimes helps me out when it comes to that. If I want a very specific incentive cover, they could either price it to whatever the incentive cover is priced, not cover price, or they'll have me buy the number of issues in order to get that and be able to buy that for cover price as well. So like if I buy a 1 in 10, she'll allow me to buy the 10 issues, which will in turn be 40 or $50 because every issue is usually about $4 or $5, and then get that issue or whatever. So there's a couple
That's
different
actually really
ways.
cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's still really expensive when it comes to that sense, but you know, if it's a comic book series that they're not, you know, not completely confident that it's going to sell, then that's the option that they could give you in order to get that incentive variant. But
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
if they know the series is going to sell out, like King in Black, for example,
Yeah,
they'll
there's
they won't ask you to pay for all the issues in order to get that incentive variant.
exactly that thing's just gonna end up sitting on the like the back of the what's it called, like the counter, sitting there
Yeah,
with that price tag that says $50 or
yeah.
25 or whatever, and one of
I
us is gonna end up buying it.
I think the one that I did have to well, that she gave me an option to buy to get the 21 in 25 incentive was I think it was Power Rangers, because
Oh, really?
she doesn't have a lot of like Power Ranger fans in the area, or at least yet. So that's why she asked me if I could or sometimes she'll ask me just to meet her halfway and pay for half the amount of issues,
Oh, that's cool.
and yeah, and be
Wait,
able to get it for cover price.
does she give you those issues,
Yeah,
or do you
like
just?
I have to buy like half of them or all of them in order to get that 1 in 25 incentive for cover
Yeah,
price.
but she gives you those issues. You're not just like
Yes.
helping pay for them
Oh, no,
and then
yeah, she
getting the
gives me,
cover for free, right? Or
no,
the
she gives me
variant.
all those
Okay.
issues, all those
And
multiple
and
issues that
then
I
you
want.
have to pay the marked up price for the
No, no, no,
damn.
no, you don't. So you get it for cover price if I'm buying all
Oh,
the
I
issues.
see. I see what you're saying. I'm only laughing
That
because
would suck.
well, I'm laughing because of that, but I'm also laughing because Shelby just dropped the bottle of water, like a whole like gallon jug of water, and
Oh, Butterfingers.
we just put a new thing of carpet in the room. So
A good thing it was water.
yeah, I know, right? Like I saw her walking with it, and then I turned and looked, and I just saw it like fall and hit the floor and bounce. That's like awesome. Anyway, okay, cool. So you'll buy like 10 copies of whatever, and instead of paying like
Yeah,
$25 or $30, you just
yeah,
pay like the 3.99 or
yep,
4.99 for okay. See, the shop I go to, if I get really lucky, and I do sometimes, I don't have to pay for any of those covers. I just have to call like dibs on it like ahead of time, so I have to know this thing's coming out,
yeah,
and I just get it for cover price, which is awesome that they don't mark anything up. Like that's why I love this place. And I'm not dissing
yeah,
your shop. Like everything that you've told me makes it seem great. Like so much better
yeah,
than their other location that I used to go to.
yeah,
Like back in the day for mainly buying anime there actually. Like
yeah.
anime and like looking for like figures, stuff like that. But no, like I love that they just like I got like the three Jokers 21 and
Mhm.
25 variant for cover price.
Oh, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
know.
well, I got
I don't know
two
any.
of the
I
three.
don't know any other comic shop that has done that.
Yeah, I know
Honestly.
that's and like I've been there long enough that like they don't like trip if I call them like, hey, can you save this cover for me? You know.
Yeah. Oh,
Sometimes
that's
if I
cool.
call late, they're like, oh, we're only getting a couple, like we'll try. And
Yeah.
so far, almost every time I've got it. Like that something is killing the children.
Yeah.
Thank you. With the Berserker. They had one for me, actually.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so and I got the Berserker number two, and it was sold out day of. So I ended up
Number
getting
two.
two of them. Yeah,
Number
one
two
for
was
me, one
sold
for
out.
Shelby.
Oh,
Yeah, number two was
for the incentive cover, right?
no okay.
Or
So uh, because remember you had to buy number one, and then you had to get the some to get the something is killing the children. You also had to buy number two.
no, it's just the second print or like the foil cover of Berserker issue
Well,
one.
yeah, but I'm saying, but you had to buy number two to get the incentive as well. So you had to buy the foil plus number two.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, that was like what it was. You had to buy number two.
Mm.
So uh what was I saying? Yeah, so number two was sold out everywhere. Like I got mine
Yeah.
from in Bellflower, but Shelby didn't get one. So
Uh,
I was like, please, like, can you guys like if you have an extra one? And they did,
yeah.
and they came through, and
Oh, that's
they
good.
didn't like charge me, like they didn't up the price on anything because it was sold out or.
Yeah.
So we ended up getting her Berserker number two and that something is killing the children eighth printing.
Did you have to pay for the eighth print?
I honestly have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I
It
didn't
should
even
have been
look.
free because my shop was able to give it to me for free.
Uh, well, since they
Yeah.
don't mark anything up, I doubt it. I never look at my receipts
Yeah.
when I go. I just hand them my card and pay for pay for whatever they tell me I owe.
They're like, hey, charge this guy like up to butt for this issue.
Dude, they could seriously be just be throwing issues on there that I don't even know about and just walking
Yeah.
away. Like, here you go.
Why is it so expensive today? Oh, whatever.
Yeah, I only bought 4 issues. Why is it $80?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, speaking of that, I did that the other day. Like I bought I went to go pick up my pool on yesterday
Yeah,
actually, and I made the mistake of looking at the wall and I was just like, yeah, I can grab that. And then, oh, what's this? Oh
yeah.
yeah, I need that.
I'm guessing it was all on your pull list already.
No, I'm saying I started grabbing other stuff that I didn't know about.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
like
I always do that,
I
or
try to
end up
not look
doing
at
that.
I look at like the weekly list that I follow, like the website,
Yeah,
to see what's coming out and how like have an idea of how much I'm gonna spend. Like, okay, cool, there's like X amount of issues plus variants, it's going to be about 12 issues I'm going to buy,
yeah,
like 12, well, 12 singles I'm going to buy, meaning, it could be three of a single issue,
right.
whatever. So I'm like, okay, that's probably what I'm going to end up getting today.
Yeah.
And I try to get an idea so I don't have to look at the wall. But
Oh,
every
nice.
now and then I make the mistake of going and looking
Yeah,
at the wall. Like
yeah,
when we went yesterday, Shelby started looking at stuff. So naturally I kind of gravitated over there and I was just like,
right.
I was like, all right.
Wow.
And then I saw a cover, which I don't know if I don't know if you watched my whole pool video, but that I think it's called like Kojakaru and the Skinner.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
looked at it and I was like, this looks like it's related to Hellboy or something. So I
yeah.
grabbed it. Sure enough, it said Mike Mignola on the bottom, and I was like,
Oh,
all right.
perfect.
I was like, well, I'm buying that. And then I looked to the right and I was like, oh, and the variant. I don't even know what it is,
Oh man.
but it's Mike Mignola, so I trust it. You
Right,
know,
right.
I trust that it's going to be worth owning. So I was just like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I was like, okay, that just added another $8, but it's fine.
I know. I've been trying my best to really not go crazy with variant covers, unless because I know I'm gonna end up trying to sell it. Unless they're like very specific covers that I want to keep in my collection
Yeah.
to display. Um, I kind of made that mistake when I first started collecting single issues. I was buying variant covers left and right, and it was it got to the point where it was like brand new series, and I don't even know who's working on it. I wasn't even a big fan of all of the covers. Like for example, and one example of that is Commanders in Crisis. I found the issue 1 of Commanders in Crisis, and I'm like, oh cool, like this is a brand new series, superhero series from Image Comics. This might be really cool. And I think in my head I was getting excited for it because it was a completely new #1 series by Image
Yeah.
Comics, and I didn't want to miss out on something that might be worth value later. So I bought all the variant covers, which was like ridiculous. I think I had like 8 or 10 covers,
Jeez.
and I bought every single one, and it's not even like the series isn't even that hot or whatever, or doing really well. And it's supposed to be a 12 issue run. So
Yikes.
after I bought all that, I realized what mistake that I did. And ever since then, I was very aware of what I was doing, so I don't go crazy.
See, with the exception of certain series, I
Yeah,
just grab whatever variants I see available. Like,
yeah.
or I'm sorry, not even whatever I see available. I take that back. I do that sometimes, but
Hmm.
um other times, like if there's like 6 variants or like say main cover 5 variants, if I only really like 2 of them, I'll just always get the main cover and those two
Yeah,
variants I like, and I'll just shine the rest. Just like, nah. But if it's
right.
something like Amazing Spider-Man, if there's
Yeah.
12 variants, I'm gonna
Jeez.
try and buy all 12 variants.
Yeah, yeah,
Like when oh god, what was the issue? Was it issue 50? No, 49?
yeah. Oh,
That had,
that was a legacy number of 850, right?
yes, that one.
Yeah,
That was, yeah, issue 49, right? It was
yeah,
Legacy 850. Yeah. So I
yeah. That one
bought,
had a ton of variants.
let me see if I can, I'm just gonna look it up and see how many I bought. It wasn't near every cover, but
Yeah,
it was more than I usually get for stuff, or at least at the time. I'm afraid to think of
yeah.
if I've topped this number on something else at this point. What I said, it was issue 49. Wait, I only have 3 listed. I know I own more than that. I may not scan them all into CLZ
Okay.
because I have the main cover, one in the black suit, and then the Scotty Young cover. I know I bought more than that.
Yeah, I think
So
they had a Ryan Ollie variant as well.
they had so many, like every known artist that was like worth their weight
Yeah,
had a cover.
yeah,
And it bums me out that I couldn't buy them all because
yeah,
like even Mike from Metropolis called me. Like I was
yeah,
driving like I wasn't even going to the comic book shop. Like I think it was at like driving to work or something, and he calls
yeah,
me like, "Hey Joe, it's Mike," and I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And he's just like, "So I know you want every Spider-Man cover."
yeah,
He's like, "But for 850, there's like 14 covers. Do you want them all?" And I was like, "Can I call you back?" It's like I need to look at these things and decide on which ones I want.
yeah. That's
And
a
I
big investment.
I think the only thing I told him was put the Scotty Young aside for me. That's like the one like for sure. I will call
Yeah,
you and tell you like the artist for the rest of them that I want. But like that's one for sure. And like I had to call it back a little bit later.
yeah,
But yeah, like that's how many there were. Is that he like just randomly calls me one day just to see if like I just want to
right.
make sure because it was like $8 for that issue or something. So he didn't want to put 14, you know, because
Yeah,
I've always told him, like, and I've always told every shop that I have a pool at, I will buy everything on my pool. If I tell you to put on my pool, do not worry, I will pick it up. I'm not gonna be one of those people that has them like hold like a bunch of issues and be like, you know what, I don't want these 5. You know,
yeah,
like that's no, I will never do that. I might have to have
yeah.
them
Those
hold them
customers
for
suck.
another week. Yeah, I might have to have them hold them for another week or two, but I will always pick them up.
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me. We're getting way off the subject though. So back to different types of variants.
yeah. We were talking about incentive variants.
Yes. So incentives, sometimes they're not really worth much, which kind of sucks. Because
Yeah,
like you end up paying a little more for them to guarantee you have them, and then they just like
yeah.
drop in value.
And
Um,
you know what's funny too with when it comes to incentive variants, they are a bit more rare, but it doesn't always mean that their covers are better than some of the regular issue covers. And one example of that for me was Dark Knight's Death Metal,
Speed metal.
this speed metal one shot.
I
I
knew
thought
you were
the
gonna say that because that's
yeah
exactly what I was gonna suggest
yeah
when you were mentioning this. If you did not say it, that's what I was gonna bring up.
oh perfect.
Yeah, it was the
That's
one in
why we're Comics
25.
Alliance.
I know, right?
Yeah, so the main cover for this issue was just I was mind blown of I'm like, which cover is that? I'm like, that's the main cover.
For speed
Like,
metal, right?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
was
look it
so
up
blown
quick right
away by
now.
that cover that all the other incentives were just whatever to me.
You know what though? DC, I always prefer cover B, like I had mentioned earlier.
Yeah, same here, but like their
Death
events,
metal,
yeah, the
Death
main
metal's main
cover are
covers
just
were
awesome.
so good. Like,
Yeah,
oh, you know what? I think I missed the main cover for issue number 1. I think I had the main
oh
cover
yeah,
for. I may have missed it for number 2 because the first thing I grabbed
yeah,
was the Wonder Woman one for number 1. I saw it sitting there and I was just like,
yeah,
the hell is this? Like I didn't
yeah,
even like because it's a minimalist, so it just has it like in the thin little logo.
yeah,
And
yeah.
then I grabbed it and I was like, Dark Knight's Death Metal number 1. I was like, oh,
Hmm.
like okay, like this is probably a variant, like it's card stock, whatever, Figured
Yeah,
it out. Didn't even think to grab the main cover. And then
yeah,
I was like, I went to another shop a couple weeks later, week, whatever, like day it came out when number 2 came
yeah,
out. And I was like, well, I only have the cover B on cardstock. I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this was before I added it to my pool. I don't know why it wasn't on my pool to begin with. But I was like, I'm just gonna get the cover B, which is the Harley Quinn. She has short hair and the hyenas
all
with
right,
her.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna grab this one. And I don't know why I didn't just grab them all, like I literally do with everything else.
Yeah,
But for some reason with this series, I didn't do that.
yeah.
And I'm
I
kicking
think
myself for it.
that's one of the first DC series that I started collecting single issues, and I remember that series coming out at first. Then I saw the first issue and then issue 2 the next week, and I didn't bother picking it up till maybe the third or fourth issue in already. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, these like foil covers are pretty badass. Like
Yeah.
maybe I should start collecting it. And I wasn't sure if it was like a reprint of Death Metal, and I completely disassociated it with Death Metal versus Dark Knight's Death Metal, and I thought it was a side story or something, but I guess it was another event. So
You mean metal and
uh
death metal?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. So once I figured that out, I was like, oh shoot, maybe I should be collecting this. Like, so
Yeah.
I had to hunt down issues 1 and 2 at another comic shop, but luckily my shop had issues 3 to 5 at the time, foil cover. So I was able to pick those up, and also the one shots. I got a little bit behind, and that's why I picked up that Dark Knights, which one was it, the Rise
Oh,
and Fall,
the Legends of the Dark Knight.
Legend of the Dark Knight. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
A
one.
wonderful
I
read.
remember seeing that on the shelf too, and I'm like, this cover looks cool, and passed up on it.
You know what
So,
sucks is the day you saw it and you left, it probably sold out because
oh yeah, I'm sure.
I had
Yeah,
time to go to 3 different shops, I think.
and it was sold out already.
No, I was able to get
Oh,
one from each shop, and otherwise they
oh,
were
okay.
they were completely sold out.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you probably saw it and it sold out shortly after that.
yeah, yeah. Because before that, I think it was before I went back to work from quarantine, and I was there at opening every Wednesday, so
Same here.
I had first dibs on everything.
Yeah, I missed that. Like I miss being able to be there every Wednesday without fail early in the morning because I had
Yeah,
nothing
I
else
mean,
to
I could still do that, but it's a lot more of a struggle because I don't get home till like 6 a.m. or 6:30. So
So you'd have to either sleep for a few hours, get up, go,
yeah,
or try to stay up and
yeah,
then come home and sleep for a few hours just to get up and go to work.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See, I'm working the trading hours, so I'm
Yeah,
working 2 to 10, so I could still
yeah,
go.
but it's all the way in LA, so it's like
Yeah, but it's like, do I really want to get up, go, rush home,
yeah,
start getting ready,
yeah,
just to like try to rush and make it to LA in a few hours? Like,
right,
yeah,
right.
I probably have time, but you know what it's like, you get caught up in there,
Oh
like
yeah,
I'm only gonna be in here for 5 minutes.
yeah,
45 minutes later, you still haven't even paid,
yeah,
and you're like, I've looked through these racks and shelves a
yeah,
hundred times and there's nothing new in there, but I'm still gonna look.
yeah. And sometimes we do get caught up like talking to the owners or workers at the shop, and that's the whole reason why we go to comic book shops to
Oh
get
yeah,
that interaction. So
exactly. I love it.
yeah, so that's pretty much. I don't know if you have anything else to say about
Oh
incentive variants.
no, just what's it called? That, like I was saying a minute ago, they're not always worth the value
Yeah,
that you find on there too. Like
right.
there's a lot of places that like I shouldn't even say a lot. Sometimes this happens. You'll find one that's like, so like a 1 in 10 and everybody's just charging like 10, 12, $13 for it.
Yeah. Hmm.
There will be some shop owners who are like $30, it's an incentive.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's dirty.
Yeah.
Like, nah, like I'm not paying that much. Like everybody else, I could just go on eBay right now and buy this thing with
Yeah.
shipping for half the price you're selling it for.
Yeah.
But just keep an eye out for that. I'd really recommend that to people. Just don't, if you see a cover you really like, don't just like jump at it and be like, oh, I'll pay whatever price you have on it.
Yeah.
It
I
also
think
encourages that behavior.
I think I accidentally did that with um which one was it? Web of Venom, Empire's End. They had
Yeah.
a 1 in 50 variant for like I think like 30 or $40 for it. And I was like, oh cool, like a King in Black variant in my head. Like this
Yeah.
cover looks pretty cool. So I just swooped on it before anyone could get it, and thinking that it's gonna be an issue that's gonna go up in value a lot because of the popularity of the character. And sure enough, it didn't.
That Empire part should have given you all the notice that you needed.
But it had null on it on the cover,
No, I
and
know.
there weren't that many null covers at the time yet. So I
No,
thought
I
it would
know.
be
Oh no, that
yeah,
variant was awesome. I remember that.
yeah.
So
But yeah, like
there's
the fact that it did have the Empire logo.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's what tanked it.
that hurts. Yeah,
Eh,
and even at that point, like I was still trying to figure out like what the heck I was doing with my collection. I'm like, am I collecting for value? Am I collecting to resell, or am I collecting just for the covers for me to display? Like I was very. That's why you really have to have a goal when you start collecting, so you waste your time and money on things like these. Like so, you guys could learn from our experiences
like
and not
Empires
get
and
Namor, King in Black, and variants of it like Joe did.
I never paid above cover price for a single one though.
But you bought all of the variants.
You know what? If I'm not mistaken, I didn't get a variant for issue 5, but I'm
Yeah.
also unsure if it even had any variants or not.
Yeah, right.
I have just the main cover. I'm gonna look
Yeah.
'cause now I'm curious to know if it had any.
Oh, that's
Uh,
too funny.
oh, that's terrible. If it doesn't, that's just
Yeah.
like them admitting that, like, yeah, we know it was terrible, so we just like didn't make any.
Yeah.
Because even with like Amazing Spider-Man, the Nick Spencer run, like
Yeah.
it's bi-weekly, and that still at the very least gets one variant. You know, at the
Yeah.
very least. All right, so
Right,
Namor
right.
number 5. Let's see.
Oh, and just keep on going. We'll go ahead and get started with the next type of variant.
No, hold on, I gotta tell you.
What?
Oh, this is just embarrassing. Okay, so I've mentioned this before of how CLZ works, but I'm gonna explain it again.
Yeah.
So you know when you look up the series that you want, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I dropped my light. Hold on, I'll get it later. Um, so when you look up this, or when you go to your list of things you've put into CLZ that you own,
Yeah.
and when you go, how it says like have, and then tells you like you have like 1 through 5 in the
Yeah.
case of Namor, right? And so you know how when you click on find missing comics,
Yeah.
it shows you everything that you're
Mhm.
missing. When I click on find missing comics, there it doesn't go to anything.
That's great. So you
So
have the complete run and series of King in Black Namor, not missing anything.
oh man. Yeah, I even have it selected to like show variants,
Yeah.
and there's nothing.
That's great.
Oh,
You're
I
probably
should
one of
just,
the only few people in the world that has all of that.
it's gonna be worth money someday because I'm the only
Yeah,
guy
right.
who has like a perfect condition copy of each.
Oh man.
That is just sad.
Anyways, so we're gonna get into the next type of variants that come out that you could collect, and that is uh, reprints or like other printings of the very first issue. And this is one example of it. This is Berserker issue 1, and this is the third print variant. So usually when they do reprints of the first issue, they'll tend to do a different cover. And this is actually a foil variant, so that's why you see it all nice and shiny and glossy. So this I got super lucky with because I didn't even know I was getting this, and until maybe because I saw this issue about a week or week and a half before it was coming out, and I heard it was becoming really hot. It was getting sold out in comic shops already. The prices were going anywhere between $40 to $100 already
Yeah, just looked it
selling.
up.
And I was like, what? Like, oh man, like I don't even think I put this on my pull list. And then when I went to my comic shop, they had that cover and all the other covers for issue 2. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, how did I get all these covers? And she's like, oh, you put Berserker all covers to collect. I'm like, oh shit.
Damn, you got really
I,
lucky.
yeah, which I was happy and bummed out about because I had to, spend so much money on a bunch of random covers that I, I was like, whatever about. But I mean, they do look good, and I'm kind of glad that I did, because I know it got optioned for TV or animated series and movie possibly. So those issues are definitely going to go up. But I think I had missed out on the second reprint, and I know that one's going for a lot too. And
Yeah.
and I think I found out the reason why I actually love this cover is because one of my favorite artists, Dan Mora, is actually did
Oh,
this cover.
nice.
Yeah, so the artist that's doing um, that did Batman Dark Detective for Future State, and also Once in Future did this cover, so it was
That's
really
a
good.
sweet cover.
It looks like a what do you call it, a fatality from like Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, for those of you just listening and not seeing this on YouTube, basically looks like Keanu Reeves holding out like a spine and the head like just hanging of a skull on his hand. So it's
That's
pretty
pretty
awesome.
awesome. That
Yeah,
is definitely the best cover I've seen for Berserker.
yeah. Same
Like
here. I was
out of
pretty
every
blown
cover
away
they
by
did.
it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
by far the best one. How much did you end up paying for it, do you know?
The cover price.
Damn.
Yeah, like I
I don't
said,
know
like
if you said that a
that's
minute ago or not, but
uh-huh.
if you did, I missed it.
Oh no,
Cover
I just said it
price?
right now. Yeah,
Oh,
cover
okay.
price. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And my manager at the comic shop definitely told me that, yeah, like this is sold out everywhere. It was hard to get, and I was able to get one for you. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Like I didn't have to, pay extra for it or anything, because usually reprints of issues aren't, they just charge cover price for it. So
Yeah.
um that's why I was able to get it for that. It's not like a special incentive thing or whatever. It's just one of those comics that happened to get hot before it even came out. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah. So
Jeez.
the reprints of issue ones can also skyrocket. Like another one, for example, I don't have it. Is Venom issue 3, first appearance of Null.
Oh yeah.
And for some reason issue or the third print of it is the one that has Null on a throne, just sitting there, and it's such a badass cover. And that
Yeah.
even though it's the third print, it's not technically a first appearance, because the first appearance of him is the first print. So that third print goes for almost just as much as the original first print, or if not even more, just
Yeah.
because of the art style of the cover. So yeah, if you guys are looking for reprints of like specific issues, they might be cheaper than other ones if you're just looking into getting the story, uh, and not have to buy the original print of a comic book cover or variant.
Yeah,
So
definitely. I have a
mhm.
couple like first, second, and I think third printings of some stuff, but it's rare that I double and triple dip when it comes to
Yeah,
that. I'll double and triple dip on variants, but
yeah,
not necessarily
like
reprints. But
printings. Oh, okay.
yeah, but for
Unless the reprints are they, because some of the covers just look so good. Like
oh yeah,
yeah,
and also, a lot of it depends on that. Like I've
yeah,
accidentally bought a like a second or third printing when, and this annoys me when they do that, when say like issue 3 of something comes out, it's like a brand new
yeah,
issue, and that same day a reprint of issue 2 comes out, and
yeah.
they're next to each other, because then you're
Oh,
just like,
okay.
you go to the wall and you're just like, oh, I'm
Yeah,
just going to grab these, and you grab them, and the next thing you know, you get home and
yeah.
you spent money on something you didn't even want. Well, like you'd want
Right.
it in a sense, but like you're
You
not
didn't.
trying to
Yeah,
get second and third printings. I just want the variants of all the first printing,
yeah.
not a second. If you get what I'm saying, right? Like I don't necessarily care for them. Certain situations, definitely. Like something is killing the children. Every first or number one, I don't care if we get to the 40th printing, I'll buy it.
Yeah, that book on its own just sells so ridiculously. Like I've bought a couple second printings of I think I bought like a second print of issue 9 and 10 and maybe 8, and all those are like going up in value
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
just because they were a low print run, and there's completionists out there that want to get it, and
Yep.
I just got it because it's a good investment if you're collecting in comics, and two, the covers just look amazing for
Yep.
that series. So yeah,
Completionist. Speaking of unrelated to variant collecting, I was on that my comic shop website last night, I
yeah,
believe, and for the Nick Spencer ASM run, I
yeah,
was going through and trying to or adding just main covers. Or the only time I added a variant is if the main cover was sold out and only the variant was available. Going in
yeah.
order of the ones I'm missing, I got 9 issues in, or 8 issues in, I think. My total was almost $100. I was like, nah, I'm good. Never mind. Like, I was like, I'll check some of these other stores, like their back issues. Maybe like I'll
Yeah,
find like, even if I 2 of those 8, that'll
yeah,
save me a decent chunk of money.
yeah.
Because I don't know if they're just being overpriced on there or what, but some of them are like $12, $13. I'm like,
That sounds
geez,
about right. Because they're older issues, right?
yeah, but these things are only
Yeah,
a couple years old. It's like 2018 maybe because it's bi-weekly, so it's
yeah,
not like they're like 10, 20 years old that I'm collecting.
yeah,
And they're just main covers.
yeah,
So it's not like, it's some like rare like Ryan Otley variant or Dan Mora variant,
yeah.
or an Art Germ variant. Like it's just main cover, the mass produced cover, 12, $12. It's like, damn.
Online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
before I make that commitment, I'm gonna shop around and see because I know Metropolis has a pretty good chunk of them, uh, of the ones I'm missing, but not all. Like they don't go back down to like number one. That I'm gonna have to pay more
very
money
rare.
for.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, it's
yeah.
not even
Usually,
that rare, but yeah,
uh,
I was gonna say it's not that rare, but it's rare enough that I'll have to pay like maybe $15 for.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's you're basically paying a premium price for convenience at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm gonna see what I can find first before doing
yeah.
that. Like I doubt I'll
Nice.
find like 1 through 5 because I'm missing the first like so many. Um, I'll probably find like 1 through 5 or have to get like 1 through 5 on there, but I'm not
Yeah.
ready to make that $100 commitment, you know,
Right.
especially
Right.
because not all of them were the covers that I wanted.
Yeah.
I own the main cover for every single one or every issue I own, I should say. I have the main cover. So
Yeah.
before I start going for variants, I want to get at least the main covers.
Yeah. Of course.
And some of those weren't, and that kind of bummed me out. So we'll see.
Yeah. Just to show off another I
Good
guess
one.
reprint of a of a what do you
Oh
call it,
yeah.
comic book issue, and that is just what Joe and I were talking about recently. Is Something is Killing the Children. This is the 8th print, and yeah, I thought this was a really cool cover. Instead of the standard, like because it usually spells out the entire title on the cover of the book, and this one just has the abbreviations of it. But having Erica Slaughter just posing with a badass chainsaw right there, and a kind of hatchet right there is really cool.
Well,
And
I
some
think
of
that
these later printings of any book tend to be printed low, so eventually they'll be very expensive and sought after as well.
that right now is averaging like $20, I think.
Yeah, 20 to 30 actually,
Yeah.
and we got it for free. So
Yeah. Also, I think the reason they did that logo is to match Berserker.
oh really?
It's abbreviated the way Berserker is. Well,
I
Berserker
guess
is
so.
one word, but
Yeah,
because they've never done that before, so the only thing I can think of was because it was supposed to be the free issue you got with Berserker,
yeah,
and this logo looks similar, just block like bold letters,
yeah.
and it's like missing.
I don't know if they really did that just to dedicate it to Berserker, but I could see the similarity.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see. Maybe someday they'll discuss it if it's true. But that's
yeah,
the impression I got from it is because
right.
they've never abbreviated it on the cover or at least
Yeah.
anything that I've ever seen.
Well, I think they did something like that where I kind of had like a hunch of what they might have been doing before too, and that is the Something is Killing the Children 1 in 100 issue 11 variant that had a homage cover to Department of Truth issue 1.
Oh yeah,
And I was like, oh, maybe like they're uh, and it's by the same writer, so but it's from different publishers. And I was thinking like maybe this guy is doing something like something very different that's never been done before, where they're writing a story from two different stories, but like, you know, having Easter eggs, or maybe some kind of correlation where the two stories will end up like crossing over. And
yeah,
I think that would be very amazing, because I've never heard that done before. I know Donny Cates is kind of like trying to do something like that, but not like officially, you know,
yeah,
with his crossover series. And I think James Tynion the fourth is might be on that path where like he's doing these stories where it might cross paths together, and I think he had the same thing done with the Department of Truth issue 1 on Image, the 1 in 100 variant, where it has a homage cover to Something is Killing the Children. I'm like, man,
nice.
this is really dope. Like, I hope he
That
does
is
like
really cool.
cross over the story.
What
So
issue
yeah,
was Department of Truth? You said?
issue 1.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna look that up. I
Yeah,
want to see that. I'll look it up later, but I just want to see it. So
yeah,
I've
yeah,
seen the Department of, or the Something is Killing the Children. That's the Department of Truth cover,
yeah.
but I've never seen the flipped, like where
Oh
it's
yeah,
Department
yeah.
of Truth copying Something is Killing the Children.
Right. And
You
I
have
kind
that,
of wish
don't you?
which one?
The Department of Truth, or the Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah, I have that one, and I wish I would have you know, thrown the money, because it was a lot to really throw down at once. Because that issue 11 I bought for I think $100, just for one comic, just
Jeez.
because I love the cover for it. I'm like, I had to get it. And even when I pressed the buy button, I felt so bad. I'm like, man, I'm spending $100 on a single issue. Like, I've never done this before. This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. So I did it, and sure enough, like the that specific issue is going for over 500 already.
Yeah, I remember you
So
were like sending me a bunch of texts one day of just like images, and it
yeah,
was just like paid $100 for this, and it's like 400, paid $100 for this, 500, paid $100
yeah,
for this, like
and it
300, like
just
40 or whatever. Just
Yeah, and it just keeps on going up. It's ridiculous, and I really wish I would have jumped the gun for that 1 in 100 variant for Department of Truth, because I was seeing it for, you know, as low as $50 back then
damn.
to as high as maybe 200, and even that I was already like, nah, I can't do it. And then
Yeah,
now it's going for raw copy maybe like 500 to 1,000.
damn,
I'm like, and I
damn.
really want that cover, but I'm not about to throw down $1,000 for
Yeah, nah, I'm good
for
on that.
that. Yeah.
Maybe someday you'll catch it in somebody's like their collection. They're just trying to offload it, and they don't even
Yeah,
like
maybe.
realize what they have in there.
Yeah. But honestly, if they come out with hardcovers for it, I'll be completely fine with that. Like, I'll just stick with that because the hardcovers and collected editions are my jam.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of collected editions, I just bought the Department of Truth trade.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I haven't read
Nice.
it yet, but I
Yeah,
bought
yeah.
it. And it was like $10.
Oh yeah, that's totally
Yeah.
worth it. That's worth like 2 issues.
Yeah, so it's like, I can now give it a try without having to buy like an
Yeah,
eighth printing of #1. And
yeah.
I don't even know what printing they're on. I don't even know if I could find them. I see like
They're
number 4 and 5, I think, or something like floating around.
yeah, you could probably still find 6 through 8 right now.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
like that. Like I
not too
see
difficult.
those. I should probably just grab them now that I think about it.
They're Me personally, that they are a good investment, because they already optioned it. So I'm pretty sure once the actual series TV series comes out, then it's gonna shoot up even more,
Yeah.
even if it's issue, you know, 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah, they'll all gain some value, even if it's like I pay $4. might be $15, but
Yeah.
that's, that adds some value to my collection.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like and usually when comic or TV series comes out with with a um comic book series, they'll eventually shoot up in value because once people start watching it, they'll start looking, oh, I gotta buy that issue or like that series because I love the TV series so much. Now I want to
Yeah.
read it. And that's exactly what is happening with Invincible currently.
Yep.
Like ever since everyone that didn't know about Invincible watched Invincible and they found out it was based off a comic, they started buying the compendiums. All the single issues started skyrocketing, and same thing with the Ultimate Collection and whatnot. So I could only imagine Department of Truth going
Like
through the same route.
also, well,
Yeah.
especially if it's successful. Like if the show
Yeah.
ends up being terrible,
Oh
they
yeah, my
probably
tank.
won't skyrocket. But yeah,
Yeah.
but it's still not a bad investment.
Yeah.
Just to at least grab like a handful of them.
Right.
But
Yeah. So that's basically the reprints or reprint variants that we just had gone over.
the next thing that I was going to bring up, next
Yeah.
variant is the store exclusives.
Oh yes.
So you'll find some store exclusive variants. These are rough. It's a lot easier now with the internet, but there's I don't know where they're from, but I think it's in the Midwest or East Coast. But there's like Scorpion Comics, Midtown
Yeah.
Comics. These places,
616.
yeah. And then there was another big one. I can't remember what it was.
Uh,
Scorpion Midtown Unknown.
Scorpion Unknown. Yeah.
They get their own exclusive variants that no other store will carry,
Yeah.
and they sell them exclusively through them. But thank you for the internet. You could order them and have them shipped to you, and most of the
Yeah.
stores are pretty good about getting them shipped in a timely manner. Unknown takes a little
Yeah.
while sometimes, but we've received everything we've ordered from them, so I have no
Nice.
complaints there. Yeah. It's kind of worrisome when you drop $200 on variants and it
Yeah. A
takes
little
them
bit.
forever to get there. You're
Yeah.
like, oh, they're supposed to be here in 6 days and it's been 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But but they get there. It takes a while, but
Yeah.
yeah. So those tend to get expensive. Like I've bought a couple of Unknown. I have a Scorpion Comics, Web of Venom.
Yeah.
I have like just some random stuff. I have quite a few Unknown. I think Shelby has most of the Unknown comic stuff. I have
Oh,
no
that's
idea
cool.
what you're doing. You're just like off camera. Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to look for a comic book to show off for the next type of variant that we're going to be talking about.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
But I
so
can't
there's
find
always
it. So
no. So there's those. Those are really cool though, because sometimes like I don't even know how to explain it. Like it'll be an artist that you're familiar with, but it'll be a type of cover you've never seen this artist do.
right.
Stuff like that. Well, I shouldn't say like something you've never seen them do, but how do I explain this? Like, there's some artists like Pichimoko you can just look at and be like, oh, yeah, that's a Pichimoko. Like, you can just spot them, like, oh, that's a Scotty Young.
Yeah.
But they get, usually, at least from Unknown, I've seen like they have other artists. I don't know how to explain this. Like, I like the more I think and try to explain, like, the harder it is. But it's like they kind of break away from like their normal like standard like formula they use sometimes, and it kind of like stands out as like, oh,
Yeah.
this is that like Unknown, or oh, this is that Midtown cover, or this is
All
that
right.
Scorpion cover.
Oh,
And
like
of course,
J. Scott Campbell, like when he does his store exclusives and stuff.
yeah, like it doesn't just look like everything else he's done or like his
Yeah.
basic formula, right?
Oh, you know what that falls under, and that is the store exclusive variants are usually like limited exclusive print runs of
Yeah,
that cover, and those they'll usually put a sale on it like at a certain time and date, and if you can't grab your hands on that at that order time, then you're looking into buying it in the third party market, like on eBay and whatnot. So,
Yep.
and those could are usually at least double to triple to even quadruple the original price that they bought it for. So,
Yep. There was a Harley Quinn one that it sold out almost immediately. I forgot which issue it was. I don't remember if it was the number one she did
75,
or
like a one
I don't
shot.
I don't remember if it was the number one that came out a few months ago or if it was 75. Which is funny because I could see it from here, but it's too far to read. Because it like I literally it's like just a few feet from me, but I can't see it. Oh, it's number one. It's number one.
Oh, okay.
I just got signaled to me that it's number one.
Nice.
So those were from Unknown, I believe, right?
Yeah.
No, where? Oh, East Side. That was another one.
Oh, okay.
They sold out, or I'm sorry, the Virgin variant sold out like the second they went up, and Shelby was able to grab the trade dress.
Mhm.
Is that what it is? The trade dress? Yeah. And I ended up being able to find the Virgin variant for her but I had to pay double the price.
Oh yeah.
No, I won't say
I
how
think you
much
told me about
exactly
that.
it was because it
Yeah.
was a gift. But yeah, I ended up having to pay double the price of what it was
Yeah.
sold. But it's such a cool looking cover. I didn't mind. But
Yeah.
like the day of sold out. So that just kind of sticks to what you were saying. Like those store
Yeah.
exclusives, when they go, like, oh man,
Yeah.
it hurts because they're
Yeah.
such cool covers.
And it sucks too because a lot of the times that when people do or the ones that are looking out for it are usually the people that are reselling it, like not even to
Yeah.
collect for themselves.
Yep. And then there was not a Venom. Yeah, the Venom 35 slash Legacy 200
Yeah.
that she just picked up, and she got the trade dress and the Virgin for it too. And those thankfully didn't sell
Oh
out
wow.
right away.
I don't even know they came out with that already.
Yeah, where was it from?
Comic Mint. And it was
From
Art Germ.
Comic Mint, and they're done by Art Germ.
Oh,
And
okay. It was probably one of those like you pre-order before
yeah,
the
yeah,
actual
yeah,
issue comes
that's
out. Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
it was.
Mhm.
So, but the day those go like live, like, and you can
Yeah.
actually buy them, like they're gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Like if they're
I
one of those
noticed
things.
it's usually within like 10 minutes from my experience.
Yeah,
Like I remember I was because sometimes they'll give you the option to buy at least two, and
yeah.
I was buying one, and I was like, oh no wait, let me click back because I want to change my
Oh,
quantity because I wanted to buy it for a friend, and
yeah.
I clicked back, and all of a sudden it's sold out. I was like, no, and then I try to click back to just one quantity, and that's sold out. I'm
Oh,
like, great.
like you dropped it out of your cart, so it was just like
Yeah,
done.
it was
Like
gone.
that's
It
it.
was
Yeah.
gone. Yeah,
Oh, that's rough.
yeah.
Yeah, that's why you never click back out of your cart.
Yeah, and I think that's also why I might want to start especially if it's a really cool cover. I'll just buy two because I know someone might want it or want to buy it in the future or trade or
Yeah,
something.
I mean,
Or
worst case, you just sell it for what you paid for it, and you're out no
yeah,
money.
yeah.
Like if it doesn't spike, you just sell it. Somebody will buy it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell, I might end up buying, depending on
Yeah.
what it is. You
Yeah,
know, but yeah, some of those like those store exclusives are usually some of the nicer
yeah.
covers too.
Oh yeah. I think the one that I had just ordered maybe a week or a week and a half ago, and that is uh Ice Cream Man issue, I think 25 or 26 or 27. And it's a homage cover to the Mask movie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is it
Because
out already?
no, not yet. But I mean they did the sale already, so that's out already, but they
Well,
haven't
but I
shipped
mean,
it
like it
yet.
hasn't released.
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
But if you remember how the mask cover looks like,
Yeah.
where it just shows them with the hat and like smiling, that
Yeah.
big grin smile, when you see the Ice Cream Man doing that,
Look
like
it
it
up.
just creeps you out. Like, man, it was such a cool cover. And it's one of those covers where you know how like Virgin covers just look so much better. This one looked
Yeah.
way better with the title and all the because it's like a movie variant.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of which, you might want to jump to that next. It's a
Oh
good
yeah,
segue.
yeah. Damn. Like I don't. Hold on. I'll
Or
be
is
right
that what
back.
you were looking for?
That's what I was looking for, and the only movie variant that I guess haven't reached of me is one of the what's it called? Stray Dogs variant, movie variant. Let me grab it real quick.
Okay.
All right, awesome.
Found
Didn't
it.
take that long to get it. Yeah. So the next variant I do want to go over is a either homage variant or movie cover variant, and this one is Stray Dogs issue 3. I have all of this posted on our IG page.
Oh
So
yeah, I remember that one.
just this one. So it shows like a kind of like a movie cover or movie poster variant. This is a homage cover to shoot, what was it?
Is it Annabelle?
Drawing a blank. I think it's Annabelle, the first Annabelle movie. But instead it has the Stray Dogs title right there, and kind of like looks like credits and stuff like that. So yeah, that's probably one of my most favorite types of variants to collect for movie variants and homage covers. Those are always really cool to see
Oh yeah,
done.
those are definitely some of the better ones.
Yeah, and
I was
I
looking for
definitely
that.
like displaying those a lot more than almost any of the covers.
I can't find that mask cover, so you're gonna have to find that and send it to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was looking up for it on CLZ right now. I was like, I gotta see this.
Oh, it's because it's store exclusive. Usually, a lot of the store
Oh,
exclusives
those
don't show
take a
up
while to
in.
pop up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's something
Um,
I owned that I remember. I was like, why is this cover not showing up? Like, and
yeah.
this wasn't even a store exclusive.
Uh-huh.
Um, because it was sadly none of the stores around here have exclusives.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
It is.
But none of them or like so it wasn't a store exclusive because none of them have them. And it
Yeah.
just wouldn't scan and it took like weeks, I think, to finally show up.
Oh, right, right.
So
And sometimes the option that you could do for CLZ,
oh, you can
um,
enter it manually.
yeah, you could take a picture of it and then just enter all the information manually, which kind of sucks, but you know, you have
Yeah.
that option. And for those of you that don't know what CLZ is, it's a application to have a database for your comic book collection, and it's great because
It's so
you can
convenient.
literally just scan the barcode of the comic book and it'll upload it into your collection and show all the the price of the book, the creative team behind it, a synopsis of the issue, stuff like that.
It
So,
shows you like the writer, the artist, the penciler, and then if it's a variant cover too, it also shows you who did that specific cover, which
yeah,
is nice. So if you're ever like unsure of like, oh, like who did this variant, because not every artist is obvious,
yeah.
you can always check. Oh, and actually, speaking of artists, I found a new artist that I'm starting to really like, and you're gonna laugh when I tell you who it is. So let me find the artist name real quick.
Yeah. And while
Um,
you're doing that, I'll show off another homage variant. This is another one of Stray Dogs, and this is a homage movie horror variant of Pet Cemetery from
yeah,
1989.
that one's awesome too. That was like, oh man, that movie scared the hell out of me when I was a
Oh
kid.
yeah, when I was a kid too. Yep.
Yep, like to this day,
Freaked
I
me
still
out.
like think about some of that movie, and it just like freaks me out.
Yeah. Thinking about it now, because I haven't watched it since I was a kid, it just me thinking about it gives me that same creepy, cringy feeling.
Yeah, no, it was
Especially since we have our own pets now.
terrifying. Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
right? That's so bad.
Yeah.
All right, so her name is Megan Hutchinson.
Oh yeah, I know her.
Do you know who she is though?
Yeah, Donny Cates' wife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that there's like all these variants that I was saying. Like she did,
yeah.
I think all the main covers for Haha, right?
Main covers. I don't know if
Yeah,
she did the main covers for all of them. I
Okay,
know
I
she did
know.
a few, like the Ronald McDonald one. That one's
Oh
hers.
yeah, I'm sorry, not the main covers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a
Mhm.
couple like random ones, and like I was looking
Yeah.
something up. There was like
Yeah.
a cover I'd seen, and I was like, that is
She
like
did it
really
for
cool.
Homesick Pilots as well.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
like, who did this cover? So like I looked,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Uh-huh.
Megan Hutchinson Cates, and I was like,
Yeah.
wait,
You
I
saw
was
the
like,
Kate stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait, what else? What has she done? So I started looking up
Yeah.
stuff, and I was like,
She has some
man, these
pretty
are
good
like
covers.
all covers like I've loved.
Yeah.
So like I didn't
Yeah.
realize that I loved her art as much as I loved Donny Cates' writing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
So
pretty wild too, because my manager, she's a big fan of Donny Cates and loves Megan Hutchinson. So she
oh, nice.
has like a lot of her covers collected already, and she feels so bad when she misses out on some, because we're not always up to date with like store exclusives, so it's very
Yeah,
hard to get notifications if like a certain artist is doing one for that specific location.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about Amazing
Store
Comics?
exclusives and stuff. Oh yeah,
Oh,
her,
because you
the
said my
manager from
manager,
there. Oh, my bad. I mean
and I was
the
like,
manager from
oh, who's there? Like, who do I need to meet?
I know, right?
Like, who
I don't
collects?
think there's not too many people that are big comic book collectors at our work, but
Oh, that's a bummer.
at least that I know of. A lot of the ones that are our comic book fans are, they don't really say it out loud.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So it's not her. It's Roger Langridge who does the main covers. So I think she did a variant for all of them, though, didn't she?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. And oh, like I love her work. Like it's awesome. I had no idea that. Like I knew who his wife was, but I didn't know that all of these covers were her. Like I
Yeah.
never associated that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
It.
Like I
I feel
just
like
see.
her artwork is not too distinct. Like it could be someone else, but
Yeah.
but I think once you start collecting her covers and art style, you'll start to notice like, oh, that's her artwork.
Yeah. Like you'll start noticing like subtleties that separates her from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, man, like this is really cool. So I'm probably gonna start like not focusing on all her covers, but it's gonna end up being like a lot of Scotty Young and her covers, depending on
Oh,
well,
cool.
depending on going forward, if I
Yeah.
like her stuff, the stuff
Yeah.
she's doing that much.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah.
I just kind of bugs me that Gabriel Del Otto, uh, his covers are extremely hard to find. Like it's not it like it either has to be an incentive cover or exclusive cover and stuff. It's really hard to find any of his comic book covers on on the shelf.
Like he
They
never
use
just has like an A, B, or C. Like it's always that like incentive or
Yeah, at least
like
that's
an
what it feels like for me. Like when I don't know, if when this comic came out, like this specific Spider-Man issue, I don't know if this was readily available and printed very heavily, but I feel like when this came out, this was like taken off the shelves like right away.
wait, what issue is that?
46.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, so it
Like
might
it
be like
was
one of those special orders.
yeah, it was definitely not a readily available one.
Yeah,
So
because they
yeah.
did one recently of Spider-Man 2099 with his artwork. I'm like, man, he makes Spider-Man 2099 look amazing.
Wait, he makes him look like amazing. I'm just kidding. he makes
Amazing
him he makes
2099.
him look amazing and superior to all
Yeah,
other Spider-Man.
yeah.
Oh, that
he
was
needs to.
terrible.
I get it.
I should just stop now.
No, please continue with the puns.
Oh, I'm just gonna end this podcast now.
Are there any other variants you want to bring up before I bring up the next one?
Like store exclusives? Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay, so
Or well,
to
store
get in,
exclusive.
what's that?
Oh, sorry. And movie covers, right?
Oh yeah, I went over movie cover variants and like kind of like homage covers. I don't know if there's any other
Oh,
thing that you want to show up or.
it's not a movie cover, but the one I posted on our Instagram today. I love that cover so
Oh, that's
much.
a homage cover.
to Lethal
Yeah,
Protector. And
yeah,
there was a yellow background one too.
yeah. The gold
And
cover.
yeah, well, I don't know. It says gold, but it just looks yellow to me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe I have like vision issues, but I've always just called it the red and the yellow ones.
Yeah,
Um, I love that cover. I like the red one more,
yeah.
but I regret not buying it. Like I had them both in my hand, and I could have bought it, and I went with just the one that I posted.
Oh, okay.
And like, oh, like I had the money for it too. Like I
Which
should have
is
just done it.
which is funny too, because I wasn't sure if you were gonna be posting a Symbiote Sunday post for today on our IG. So I'm like, maybe I'll just get it started so we could
No,
get it rolling, you know. And
yeah.
and the cover that it was gonna post was the original Lethal Protector issue.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Wow, that's awesome. What are the chances,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Damn. That'll be next Sunday.
Yeah, I'll say I'll do. We could trade off on that if you
Yeah.
want.
Oh, that's so good. I can't believe you're
Yeah,
actually gonna post that.
I'll post that next.
Oh man. What are the
Yeah,
chances? Like that's such a trip to think it
yeah.
was gonna be the same cover. I still need to pick up the original issue. I don't even have it. I should be
I still
ashamed
have
of
that
myself.
original cover that I have is the one that I got from when I was a kid.
Oh really?
Yeah, so
Damn, that's
that's
awesome.
yeah. So that one definitely has some sentimental value.
I have no good reason for not owning it. Like I couldn't tell you why. Like just never bought it.
Right?
But now like have you seen how much that thing's going for?
No, it's weird because the comic books that I have sentimental value with, I don't try to look up like how much it's worth right now or whatever, because I
Don't
know
look
that
it up
I'm never
then.
gonna sell it.
Don't look it up. It's
uh,
it
Probably not that
fluctuates.
much. Yeah.
It fluctuates quite a bit, but it's definitely in the triple digits. That's all I'll tell you.
Oh damn! I thought it was like 20, $50 at
Some
most.
things that I've looked at like show it that cheap, but I don't know if it's like a reprint that they ever did or
Oh, I see.
like a facsimile. Like I've never like
Oh,
I
okay.
don't I don't trust some of these eBay sellers.
Yeah.
I'd have like I guess I could just take 10 minutes and look and see if there ever was a facsimile,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I don't know. Like I'd rather just buy it from like somebody I know, like somebody like one of
Yeah.
the shops that
If you're buying older issues like that, for sure.
yeah, I'd rather just go to
Yeah.
like one of the shops that I know that sells
That you
like older
trust.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then at least like I know I'm not buying some like or getting scammed that it's gonna promote it as like the original print and then they're gonna send
Yeah.
me a facsimile for $80.
Right. Right. And
You
so,
know.
and honestly, some sellers just don't know. Like you said, like there's some people that just go into it just to sell, and they don't know exactly like the specifications of specific issues that they have. So someone
Exactly.
might think it's original first print, which when in turn it's actually like an eighth print or second print or something.
Yeah, like the Spider-Man Torment, the McFarlane, like they
Yeah.
just did a facsimile, I think last summer of it.
Oh, okay.
And in 10 years, like I mean mine's gonna probably look pristine and exactly the same, but somebody
Yeah.
might own it in 10 years, like that thing can look like kind of worn and beat up and throw it in
Yeah.
a bag and somebody might just think like, oh, it's like a Torment number one. I'm gonna sell this thing on eBay
Yeah.
and they're promoting it as like a Torment number one, trying to
Original.
get like, insane amounts of money for it,
Yeah.
thinking it's an original because they're just in it to make money. And then
Yeah.
someone's going to end up buying it thinking like, oh, that's a pretty good deal for this.
Right. Right.
And then they just
Uh,
got scammed with like something that was like $4,
yeah.
and it's a
Yeah. That's
reprint that
unfortunate.
says 2020 on it.
Yeah, I remember having that issue too. I had the entire series, and I can't remember to this day if if it was the original printing or reprint, because I don't know how soon they reprinted it back then. But I
Yeah.
did have it in the '90s, so it might have been first print or maybe
Yeah.
even second print.
But still,
And
I mean, that
yeah,
original just,
I know, because I went through a phase where I was like I was done with comic books, but I still kept Maximum Carnage and Lethal Protector because I
Yeah.
loved Maximum Carnage and Separation Anxiety and Venom and stuff.
Yeah.
And I still had a stack of like Spider-Man comics, and I ended up selling that like back in maybe 2013, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely regretting it now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but it's
I-
okay because I got back into it and I have way more comics than I've ever wanted. So
or that you
yeah,
ever thought you'd own, for that
yeah,
matter.
that's for sure. But yeah, I think the next variant topic that I want to go over with are the hardcovers, collected edition. So this is Criminal by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. This is the first print of this hardcover, and then they recently uh, got their, I think, the copyrights to Image Comics now. So they actually took that story and reprinted it with a new variant cover. Because this one was originally printed by Icon, which is a sub publishing company by Marvel Comics, kind of like DC with Vertigo. And this one is the newer reprinted style under Image, and I think it looks a lot better with all that color and stuff. I still like the original
That's
one,
actually
but
really cool.
yeah, but the fact that they made a deluxe edition of it to reprint in the under the Image banner, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, who
which
originally published it? I know you just said it, but
Icon,
oh, okay.
yeah, which was under the Marvel banner.
Yeah.
Which kind of gave me an incentive to get it to because I already have the original first two volumes of Criminal, and it didn't make sense for me to double dip again
Yeah.
into getting the same damn story, same content. Which I haven't opened this one yet, but this might have extra content in the back. But they came out with Criminal volume 3, so that's what incentivized me to get the first two volumes that got reprinted under the Image banner, just to have the spine, like
The
just
matching
back to back,
spines.
the matching spines, because we're OCD about that type of stuff. So,
Wait, so did volume 3 never get printed by
by Icon, no,
yeah.
this
Oh,
is
okay.
like volume 3 is a completely new story written by the same
Oh,
creative
okay.
team.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so that's why I wanted to get the reprints of that.
Okay, that makes sense. That's pretty
Yeah,
awesome though that they did that.
yeah,
Because they could have just printed number 3 and just called it a day.
yeah.
But they know there's people like you and I who will just be like, oh, another version. Okay.
Oh, always, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
now I'm not exactly sure what to do with these. Like, I mean,
yeah.
the value of them are still up there because they're out of print, but
Yeah.
might just keep it for trades later.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, a 17th printing. I'll buy it. That's pretty much me at this point. Like,
I know,
well,
right?
not so much with like printings, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
just like, oh yeah, like I love this specific comic. Like I'll buy any printing they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Like
I think
it's an obsession.
I know. Another one that I do want to like go over that's non-comic book related, I thought that would be kind of interesting on this podcast, is for those of you that play Magic the Gathering. I've had multiple reprints or variants in a sense of this specific card, and that is Lightning Bolt. But this one is
Oh,
the alternate Japanese foil art.
oh,
Like, man,
that is awesome. Where'd you get that from?
amazing comics.
When did you get it? Recently?
Yeah, I had it on my pull video at towards the end.
Okay, then I definitely didn't. No, no, I haven't watched that one yet. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but man, the art for some of these reprints or variants for this card is really cool. I got one more that I'll show you guys, and that is Dark Ritual.
Damn, that's awesome. How much
Yeah.
did you pay for those?
Oh man, too much.
Oh, you got to tell me how much you paid.
Lightning Bolt 50. This one 46.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's insane. But they're so
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I mean, there's I'm missing. I wanted to get one for each color that just represents my favorite cards for each mana symbol,
Yeah.
but I couldn't find a brainstorm or a counterspell for like a Japanese art style. So I'm gonna be looking for those. The original one that I wanted to get for the black cards or the swamp cards is Demonic Tutor, but that is
I had a feeling it was going to be that when you
yeah,
said that.
yeah. And the artwork, if you look it up for that, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculously good and ridiculously overpriced as well. Like
How
it
much is
goes
that going
for
for?
200 to 500.
Damn.
Yeah, and
Why?
that's if you can find it. Yeah,
Oh, is it the red and white?
yeah. It looks
Okay, I
badass,
just
right?
looked it up right now. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Honestly, I might
This
just
is
want these
nice.
as like poster prints. That'd be freaking badass, and I'm pretty sure it'll be way less than paying for the actual cards. So
Oh, they reprinted these with Strixhaven or from Strixhaven.
yeah, and they're all basically only instants and sorceries, so no creatures.
Okay.
Yeah,
Man, the American version kind of sucks.
yeah,
It's like it's the same art piece, but it's not done in a full art. Well, even the full art one,
uh-huh.
I don't know, something about it. Have you seen it? Because I'm looking at them both.
For demonic tutor.
Yeah,
No,
something
I've
about
only
it
seen
just
the.
I'm gonna send you. Oh wait,
Yeah, I'm using my
blurring
phone to
this off.
record.
Let me see if I can. Let me take off the blur. Hold on, you got to see this. This is like, I don't know. Maybe I would have liked that had I not seen the Japanese one first.
Yeah,
But the Japanese one like is so
this looks so
nice.
much better. Yeah.
Like I
Oh,
don't know,
okay.
like
Yeah.
it
No,
looks kind of bland
it is. Yeah.
compared to the Japanese one.
Yeah.
But it's the same art, like you know what I mean? They didn't change it.
Yeah.
But I think the way the boxes are done for the description
Uh-huh.
is what kind of ruins it. Like it
Yeah.
looks good on the Japanese one.
It does. Yeah.
Damn that demonic tutor though.
I do like the picture of that counter spell though, because it represents everything that a counter spell does, and
Oh,
it's the
I don't
hand.
see it. Let me see.
Like if you look it up, it just shows like a hand and like some magical shit like popping out of it. It's the just say no card
Let me see this.
or like talk to the hand card.
Yeah, what the gotta look at this. Oh, top if I spelled Japanese correctly. Japanese does not have a 3 at the end of it. I don't know how I hit a 3. Oh, wow. Is it this one? I'll have to lower the brightness a little. This one?
uh that's the Japanese one, yeah. But I
Yeah.
was talking about the American one. I like the American one as well because it represents everything a counterspell does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's from Strixhaven, right?
yeah.
So wait, does Strixhaven like are these like worth a lot in for the American versions too? The hand.
I no, I feel like the Japanese ones are worth
Oh yeah.
more.
This
Yeah,
one's 30. This one, right?
yeah,
I know you
uh,
could barely see it, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, with
It's
like
like
the
super bright and golden.
yeah, that's actually pretty cool, but I like the
Yeah,
Japanese one better.
I love the Japanese art for a lot of these actually.
Yeah. That the first one, the Fireball,
Oh
that
yeah.
one's probably my favorite.
Oh okay.
It's awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
And what was the other one? Was it Dark Ritual?
Oh no, actually the first one that I showed you, this one, it's a lightning bolt.
Oh, I don't know why I said Fireball. I
Yeah,
Lightning Bolt.
yeah, lightning bolt.
Um,
The other one was yeah, dark ritual.
there you go. Yeah. Yeah, no, the other one, the Lightning Bolt is one that I really like.
Yeah,
Damn,
I hope
I
they
didn't
have
even
one
know those
for.
were coming out.
Yeah, I just found out like maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't know they were already out. So when I saw them at Amazing Comics, I saw them like, oh shoot, like these are out already. And
Yeah.
and then like my I almost said my manager again. The manager at Amazing Comics was like, "Oh man, you're gonna start collecting Magic cards." I'm like, I've been collecting Magic cards like
Oh,
for
does she not know like how much you have in Magic, or how much like?
nah, not necessarily, because I don't, I don't brag about it or anything.
Yeah.
But I also tell her that like my friend has a better hookup, and like like
Yeah.
no offense, like I support your store, but like
It's too good
I
to
would be
pass up.
spending way more money if I buy it from her store. But since she did have it at the shop, and I know it's kind of hard to find,
Yeah.
I couldn't pass it up. So
Yeah. Hopefully, if they do creatures, they do a basking root walla.
oh yeah, right.
Do you remember that card?
Yeah,
It's just like the
I remember when
stupidest.
it
Like,
first came out.
it's like such a stupid card, but
I
like
love it though.
it just
Yeah.
became like an inside joke amongst us.
Oh
The
really? Mine
basking
was
root walla.
I think me and my friends like ongoing joke is grizzly bear. It's so basic, but like
Yeah.
if you get killed by it, like
Like
it's just that much more painful.
it's like getting killed by like a Llanowar elf. Like,
Yeah.
how did that
Yeah.
happen? Like, how
Yeah.
did you kill me with the Llanowar elf?
Yeah.
Like, you tap for mana, you don't tap to attack.
Yeah.
It's like getting killed by a rogue elephant. Oh wait.
Oh man, that's pretty brutal though. If you get
No,
killed
I
by a
know.
rogue elephant,
Dude,
if you get
we
killed by a raging goblin that's casted on the very first turn, and you get killed by it by the end, like that's a pretty embarrassing too.
yeah, you've done all that to all of us numerous times with your decks, especially that stupid rogue elephant.
Just getting poked one by one each turn.
One
I've
by
done that
one.
with a fairy. Yeah.
No, I'm talking about when you put the what was it? The
Oh, for
Giant's
the rogue
growth on
elephant.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You put Giant's growth and
yeah.
Rancor on
Rancor.
it.
Yeah.
And that stupid Rancor just keeps bouncing back to your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so obnoxious.
Oh man, good times. I think
Yeah.
I destroyed someone so bad one time. I think it was I don't know if you remember Nelson.
Yeah, of course. I remember
Yeah, I
Nelson.
destroyed him with that deck when I first built it, and he quit like the day that he got back into it. And I'm so sorry. If you're
He's,
listening out there.
he's gonna be listening to this and he's just gonna like throw his phone across the room. Oh
Man,
man,
well,
that's
we'll have
so
a
good.
totally separate topic about Magic the Gathering and our
Oh yeah.
memories and experiences.
I still want to do one last um what's it called? Why am I drawing a blank? Holy crap. The tournaments we used to do with like all of our friends.
Oh yeah,
Why am I
we
drawing a blank at it on what it's
a
called? With
draft
the, yes, the booster
draft
drafts
tournament. Yeah,
with the three where we each buy 3 packs,
yeah,
but they
yeah.
all
Those were
have to be
always fun.
from like a specific set.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Oh, John and I like built a cube so
Oh yeah,
that way
I
our
remember that.
friends, so we don't have to buy packs.
Well, yeah, no, I
We just
remember the
get to
cube.
enjoy. Yeah, so we just get to enjoy building decks through the cards that we already own. So
Yeah, the cube was fun.
yeah, yeah, it's super fun. I'm probably gonna try to work on a specific cube as well. That kind of like centers around like a few different sets that work well with each
Yeah.
other. Because the Ravnica's cube that we built was really good.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't even
Yeah.
include the third Ravnica set, right? That was only
No.
Ravnica City of Guilds and Return to
And Return.
Ravnica.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's what was the third one?
War of the Spark, I think. Or no,
No,
not
no,
War of the
no.
Spark.
It was called Ravnica something or something
Yeah,
Ravnica.
I forget.
I can't remember the third Ravnica set, but they did a third Ravnica. It was a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and oh man, I that whole Ravnica, like the whole thing, like
Yeah.
from City of Guilds to now, like it was always such a good set.
Yeah, and it's I think someone talked about it where usually when sets of themes come back to the first one's always the best. Second one's usually pretty good, or if not just as good, and then the third one usually tanks. This is
Yeah.
the only set for the first time has done well and has improved after every single one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except well, not I'm sorry, not except Zendikar, amazing first one,
yeah,
very like well, very mediocre second one, and I didn't even bother with the third one.
yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah.
usually the formula, but with the Ravnica, that one just
It just
goes
keeps
that way.
getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a bias with how much we just like Ravnica.
No, I think everyone's on the same boat. So
Yeah, okay. So it's not just a
yeah,
bias. Because
yeah.
even Innistrad, was it called like Shadows over Innistrad
Shadows
or
of
something?
Innistrad. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Was it of Innistrad or over Innistrad? I don't remember. It
yeah. I
was
forget.
something.
Yeah,
But from my understanding, that was kind of a mediocre set too.
yeah. It was. Yeah,
But oh man, the like first like Innistrad, what was the second one called? Something Shadow or Dark Ascension, right?
yeah,
And then whether it be Avacyn or Avakin, I've heard both
yeah,
restored. Like all three of those were so good for the first block or for its
yeah,
original block. Oh, and I bought so many fat packs from that set.
yeah.
Like I just like
Man.
kept buying them.
Yeah,
Like I think out of everything, uh, Return to Ravnica and Innistrad is what I bought the most of.
yeah. Innistrad was really great just because that really focused around like classic monsters like werewolves, vampires, and
Yeah,
all that stuff. So,
and
but
red colored vampires were just weird.
yeah,
It, like always weirds me out when I see them.
yeah. To me, when I do look at them, they're more like bloodthirsty in a
Yeah,
sense, where like the dark ones were more like menacing.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's still weird to think about. Just any
yeah, it
like
is.
red colored vampire.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways, we're getting off
we're
topic. So
definitely off topic. Yeah, I was gonna jump back to that.
yeah,
So another type of variant we're talking. Well, one that we can touch on a little bit, which you might have more to say, and I think we've actually talked about too. Omnibus
oh yeah,
with the variants.
yeah. That
Those,
one, I don't have any. I don't think I have any omnibus to show, because I don't own two copies of. Shoot, no, I do.
that
Let me go get it real quick.
realization.
I know. I'm like, go ahead and keep talking. Let me go get it real quick.
Okay, so you're gonna keep listening.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so those, what was it? Direct market and what was the other one? Oh, I don't know if you're able to respond.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, there was direct market and what was the other one?
Book market.
Book market?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. And so there's the main cover everybody gets, and then there's the direct market.
yeah,
And I think specifically for the Ultimate Spider-Man, there's 3 total covers, and one of the direct markets is so nice. And like I prefer that one, but I couldn't pass up the price I found
yeah.
that one for, especially because I used a gift card on accident that wasn't mine.
Right, right. That's hilarious.
She's just sitting there smirking, like just looking
Yeah,
at me, like giving me that eye, like, yeah, yeah, I know I just paid for it or part of it.
yeah.
I was like, man, I got like a discount or something for pre-ordering it.
Right.
Turned out I just used like a 20 something dollar gift card. I'm gonna pay
All
her back for it if she's lucky.
right.
Uh,
I think I have the books. Shoot, I don't want to rip this. All right. I don't have the original printing of this, but they did a reprint for this one, and which I'm glad I waited. And that is the Death of
Superman.
Superman. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one takes the cover of the first issue, I think, for Death of Superman, and the original cover that they used for it was for this omnibus specifically, as it showed Superman right here, and I think Doomsday in the background, which Looked a little too much, but this black cover with Superman's cape on it just tore up is way better in my opinion than the other one. So
So before we jump into more of this, I just want to say something about that cover.
yeah,
So I was an adult the first time I saw the actual cover for that, because when I was a kid,
yeah,
I remember it coming out and all that, like, and it came in that bag and blah blah,
oh yeah,
and I never got a chance to open it and look.
oh wow,
So to this day, or not, I shouldn't say to this day, but like up into adulthood from then, like I never got to actually see the contents of it. The one
oh
I currently own today is still sealed.
nice,
Yeah, not that it's like some rare, like hard to find thing that's going to sell
yeah,
for hundreds of dollars, because it was mass produced.
yeah,
But it's just crazy that like I still have a sealed one, and they came out
yeah.
in like what, like 92 or something like that.
No, I think maybe mid '90s because I remember owning one as well, but I think I actually opened mine. So
Yeah. Well, I remember
yeah,
you and I talked about this way before we even started comiXalliance.
yeah,
And you were the one who was like, I have an open one that you could borrow. Just
yeah,
because I was like, I've never read it. Like
yeah,
after all these years, like I've never read it. And it's
yeah.
granted it's been accessible, but
Dude, it
to
was one of
me,
those. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was gonna say, to me, it was always one of those things that just stays sealed.
Right, right.
That like I never associate it with something I can go find that
Yeah,
was reprinted,
yeah,
without that bag and all that. And I just never bought it or never
right.
bothered to look.
Yeah, I mean that's something that's really cool to I guess like keep sealed because maybe 10, 20 years down the line, it might just be a very collectible issue where it's so hard to find sealed Death of Superman comics
Yeah.
around.
No, because like the more time that passes, like the risk of fewer issues existing,
Yeah,
or
especially for
sealed
something like
issues.
that that's in a bag.
Yeah. Oh, and it came out in 93.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was close. I said
early
92. So
'90s. Yeah,
yeah. So I was
and I think
11 when it came out.
that was probably around the time I first got comics then.
Oh wow, it was right around that same time.
Yeah, because I remember getting that issue and I read it, and it was I didn't have a lot of comics, so like after reading that, uh, I would reread the comics that I owned. Like it was
Yeah.
so much fun reading it that I didn't mind like reading the same story even though I read it already.
Yeah, of course. Because then you just
Yeah.
eventually memorize it.
Yeah, so I reread
Yeah.
the crap out of Death of Superman, Spawn issue 1 and the Maximum Carnage series.
Nice.
Yeah, that was
I
like the only
still
comics that I was growing up with.
I still need to find the like a trade of Maximum Carnage, because I
I
mentioned
have
this.
one.
I know, and that's the first thing you said. I just don't want to open mine again, and like I don't want to touch them. Like I have all,
Oh
what
yeah,
is it,
because you have the
14
original
issues?
issues. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
14 of them, and I don't like, that's a lot of issues to risk taking out and reading and risk
Yeah.
like damaging. Like I don't want to do that 14 times. I'd rather
Oh
just
yeah.
spend a little extra money, get a
Mhm.
trade of it, and just
Yeah,
that'll be the copy I will read from now till whenever.
yeah. Which is weird or kind of funny because when I reread that story, if I just want to read it for entertainment, like I'll get the trade. But if I want to reread the series, but for nostalgic reasons and for just flashbacks of memories when I was a kid growing up, reading them, I'll pull out that original or all the original copies, but make sure no one's home, make sure I have nothing on the table but the comics, and read it very carefully.
Yeah, it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
To me, it's too risky, especially with Bailey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That dog
You
is
don't you want to make
wild.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, like
Yeah.
her fur's everywhere. I don't want to like take him out and then like close it and trap like dog fur in there. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm really weird about it. Like
No,
I
I
don't
feel you.
want to. I don't want to
Uh,
take them out of the pack or the bag and board.
Yeah, if I was there, I probably wouldn't do it either.
Yeah. So I don't know. To me, it's just one of those things. Like it's not worth damaging something so old, you know,
Yeah.
and something that like it's gonna cost a lot to replace. You know,
Yeah,
it's not like
or
the
it can.
oldest and rarest thing out there, but it's more than I'm
Yeah,
gonna want to spend.
yeah. No, I still take mine out every once in a blue moon.
Yeah, you're crazy. Not
Yeah.
worth it to me.
Oh, it's totally worth it. You got to try it one time.
Nope.
Books are meant to be read for sure.
Yeah, not those.
Um,
Well, those are
this
also
one,
93. I didn't realize that.
yeah. The next one I'm going over. I don't have the first volume for this omnibus run, but I do have volume 2 and of the first print, and that is The Flash by Jeff Johns. And
Nice.
I kind of like this setup better because the spine all connects together. And this is, like I said, this is volume 2 by Jeff Johns, and then this one is volume 3 by
Nice.
Jeff Johns. And see the connecting, well, it's not really a connecting
But it's all like,
spine, but it's all unified.
yeah, like a
Then
uniform cover.
they did a reprint of it, which has which has a better mapping of the issues that it collects. So it collects a little more content, and the way they have the issues in order are a bit better. But they do have it's kind of unified for the spine, but it's I still like the other one better. But this one's the reprint of issue or volume 1 right here.
Nice.
So
I
it
actually
still
like
has a
that
cool
better.
spine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It still has a cool spine, like I said, but uh, the selling factor for it is the mapping of the issues. But the spine for this one is just like that. So it's somewhat unified, but I like the lightning design on
Yeah.
the other one better a little bit. But I do like this cover better.
That's a pretty cool cover.
Yeah. And I think they should be coming out with maybe one more. I'm not completely sure. So yeah, so those are some of the variants that do come out for reprints for Omnibuy uh, book covers and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't have a direct market and book market variant that I can show you guys, but maybe in the future I will. So we could have that.
Is speaking of mapping, is the mapping for Flashpoint done well, or have you not opened it yet?
I have not opened it or even read it yet for myself, but I think Near Mint Condition did an overview of it, and he's very much into like mapping and reading
Yeah.
orders of like comic books and stuff. And he said it's not the best either because
Ah, yeah.
you read it and then there's I think the Batman issues has something to do with like, oh, like, you know, this series should have been read before a certain issue or whatever. I
Yeah.
forgot how he explained it, but usually when I get into reading omnibus or even trade paperbacks, I'll look up his reading order
Yeah.
because I know he's very OCD about that, and I just go based off where I want to start off and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing that sucks about DC omnibus formats sometimes is that um, it doesn't show every time where like which issue you're reading.
Oh, so you'd have to just kind of guess where you're at.
Yeah, like you have to
Ooh.
like, oh, like this is a new comic cover, so this should be issue blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
Marvel, on the other hand, is way better at that, and they show the the issue number at the bottom and everything.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Damn, that's unfortunate because I still haven't opened mine. I'm afraid to open that thing.
why?
Like, I just don't want to damage it. Like that.
Oh yeah,
Like, it's not just because it's an omnibus. It's because
yeah.
that thing is exceptionally big for an omnibus too.
Oh yeah, yeah. You have
Like one
to
of
be very
the
careful with the spine. So
yeah, like I think the Ultimate Spider-Man's like 1,000 pages,
yeah,
and this thing is 1,500 pages.
yeah,
It's
about a third more.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like it's noticeably bigger than other ones,
yeah,
And so I'm kind of like intimidated by opening it and then like trying to bend the like the spine correctly, and I just don't want to
right.
screw it up.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
still
just do
worried.
the proper stretching of it. Like I would probably stretch it at least 3 or 4 times
Just
before you
because it's
start
such a
getting into
big,
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it's so much bigger than the rest of them.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea. Good thing I brought that up because I would have just stretched it like maybe twice just to be sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, because everything like from originally talking to you about stuff like that and then looking
Yeah.
into stuff, everybody
Uh,
recommends doing it twice.
at least.
Well, yeah,
But
well, for like
yeah,
a standard Omni, like you just do it twice.
right.
Like twice should be
Yeah.
more than enough, but
Yeah.
given the excessive size of this thing,
Yeah. I would do it
uh,
3 or 4 times.
I'll probably do it four just to be safe.
Yeah.
Because it only
Yeah.
takes a couple
Cause
minutes. It's not like, you know,
yeah.
I have to do it for an hour or something each time.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You want to make sure it's open properly, especially if it's a brand new book. That's why I do it 3 or 4 times for an Omni. And then
Yeah.
after that, after you've read it once or twice, then you can start doing like 1 or 2 times every time.
Yeah. So you're supposed to do it every time you open it.
I mean, not
Or
necessarily,
recommended,
but I do it for myself because
just to be sure.
yeah, because
It's like,
they're really big investments, so
yeah, that's
you
true.
don't want to
Because
screw it up.
it's better to put the wear on the spine,
Yeah,
like in a way you know you're putting it, than it just like bend wrong and just split, right? And then
yeah,
you just destroyed the spine.
yeah. And I think the very first experience I had of that was for this issue right, or not issue, this book right here. Or shoot, I think was it this book?
Well, you destroyed one of your
Not this
spines.
one. What's up?
You destroyed one of your spines.
Um, Pretty much. I mean,
Oh,
it's not destroyed, but I don't know if you can see it in here. But if you look
oh
closely,
yeah,
it's tore.
yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, and that's because I only stretched. And this is not even an omnibus. It's a library edition of
Oh, okay.
from Image Comics, and yeah, this one had. It looks like it's sewn binding, but it might have been glued. But yeah, like the issues in there like cracked and pulled up. So now every time I have to read it, I have to be very careful
Yeah,
and
so you don't ruin
not
it even
just,
more.
yeah, because I only stretched it once or twice, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it still
Damn.
wasn't enough. Like,
So it'd probably be good to do the flashpoint multiple times, and every
yeah, for
time I read
sure.
it,
Yeah,
or
but I
every
mean,
time I open it.
It's good that you got into it a little later because a lot of the omnibus that Marvel and DC are putting out are slightly done better nowadays compared
Yeah,
to back then.
yeah,
So
they're coming out better.
yeah,
Damn, that's a bummer though to see that. There was a
yeah,
video I was watching of a guy showing like the spine stretching,
yeah.
and he was like, and this is what happens when you don't do that. And he had bought
Oh
like
man,
an Omni for like dirt cheap online. And I think
yeah,
he knew it was going to come damaged. I don't think it was a
yeah,
surprise, but that thing looked so bad. I was just like, how do you read this? Like, it just
right,
looked
right.
like it was like the pages were just going to fall out of
Fall off.
the,
Yeah,
yeah. I was like, okay, yeah. It's like, I got to make sure I bend this thing. And that's what like
yeah,
intimidated me. I was just like, man, this Omni he's holding is maybe like
yeah,
1100 pages tops. I got an
yeah.
extra 400 pages to work with, and it's my first Omni. So I was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, right.
I was thinking about having you do it, but I was like, no, like I have to do it. Like
No, you gotta
I
learn.
can't. Yeah, well, I can't have somebody else do my first Omni for me.
Yeah, yeah.
You
It's
know?
like a rite of passage into comic
Yeah,
book nerdom.
exactly. Like I can't. Like it just.
Yeah,
I feel cheap. I'd feel cheated if I did that.
yeah.
Um, but again, we're getting way off topic from the whole variant thing. So,
Oh yeah.
was there anything else that you?
When it comes to variant covers and stuff, I think we pretty much covered majority of it. The only other one that I could bring up is the blank variants or the sketch
Oh,
variants.
yeah.
So these ones are basically covers that have the title of the series on top or wherever on the page, and it's a completely blank color variant. It could be a blank white cover, blank red, whatever color that they decide to use. And these covers are meant for sketching. So this is like a a blank canvas where you can bring it to Artist Alley or like comic book artist that's doing signings or sketch variants, where they could draw on that specific comic book, whatever picture you want, or whatever sketch that they want to do, to make it very uh, like a
Personal.
one in like the very personal, and it's like the only copy that exists in the world that has that specific sketch or whatever. So it's definitely very exclusive.
Yeah. I don't really buy blank variants. I have a
Mhm.
couple, like they're kind of cool, but
Yeah.
like especially right now, like we're not going to be going to any conventions anytime soon, and
No. Yeah.
I know some shops have talked about like the local shops here I've talked to, like they're trying to get people out here, like bigger artists and writers to do signings and stuff, but like
Yeah.
it's just such a weird time.
It is. Yeah. And the only ones that I know that are doing it very frequently are Eric Larson and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, it seems like the Power Rangers all like they've gotten like everybody in the last year to come out
Yeah,
and do a
it's
signing.
it's so cool because they all made that decision. I think starting with maybe Jason David Frank or Austin, just deciding to help out comic book shops by doing autograph signings at their shops,
Yeah,
just to generate more business and stuff. So I
and they
thought that
get
was really cool.
they get pretty packed too, don't they?
They do like um I just actually just came back from getting the Green Ranger's signature and autograph and meet and greet, and he was I think I originally had a ticket number for 270 because I got there
Cool.
kind of late, and they've been getting like sign ups since the day before or a few days before, and yeah, and he was gonna sign everything
Oh,
or
really?
get everyone, yeah. So I think he was probably going to be there till they closed for sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. When you said everything, I thought you meant like he wasn't charging $50 per signature. Like $50 would get you like if you brought 10 things, he'd sign
Oh
10
no
things.
no for no, it is $50 per signature.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, because when you
Yeah,
said he signed everything, you meant like for everyone, not like if
yeah,
you
yeah.
walked up with a stack.
No. I meant like
Okay.
he'll get to everyone
Yeah,
that
okay.
had bought a ticket,
Yeah.
which was really cool. And yeah, that was such a cool experience, being able to meet the original Green Ranger that I like kind of idolized since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it was pretty dope. I got to take a picture with them and get two books signed, which is super awesome.
Jeez.
Yeah,
You had to
I
pay for
showed it on
each one
my
of those.
huh.
You had to pay for each one too, didn't you?
Yeah, but
Including the picture?
they usually have bundles. Like I had a bundle of a photo opportunity and two signatures for 120.
That's not bad. That
Yeah, it's
saves you
not too bad.
$30. Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one that I got was and I have this in my full video if you guys want to check it out on Instagram. But this is the book that I got signed.
Yeah.
It's the Year One Deluxe Edition by Boom Studios, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I chose to get the signature on one of the pages, and the page that I decided to get it on is right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this
Damn.
one's my personal one. I got my name written on there with his
Oh,
signature
nice.
on the side right there with him on on the dragon sword.
That's
So I
so
thought that was
cool.
really cool. And then
Damn.
the other one I decided to get signed was on another Mighty Morphin Power Ranger book because they I think on the Shattered Grid they had one of each Power Ranger on this type of cover, or what do you call it, variant cover. But this specific one was on this book instead, and that's Beyond the Grid
Oh,
right
okay,
here.
yeah.
Yeah, so this cover was signed on this variant right here.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's he did the signature like right on his Power Ranger.
Yeah.
So it
Do you have
shows all the other Green Rangers right there.
is that the one where you have everybody's signature in or other people's signature in?
No, because it's like this specific cover. There's one of each color,
Yeah.
and it's on another book. So they don't have this specific cover or page on the book that I have everyone else's signature.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I think you explained that, but I didn't comprehend until I saw it.
Oh, no worries.
So there's
But
another
yeah,
book that has all the other Ranger signatures.
yeah. But I think I might, if I ever, I'll probably end up meeting the Green Ranger again in the future. But if I ever get to get his signature again, I'll probably do one for that specific book that has everyone else's also.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just have to pick another cover for him to
Yeah.
sign. So yeah.
It's still
At
cool
this
either
point,
way.
I have almost a signature in every single one, or every single book so far.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's
From
super cool.
which Rangers are you missing?
I'm missing from the original ones. Obviously, I'll never get the yellow one. But I
Sadly.
still need
Yeah.
the Blue Ranger, David Yost, and Austin St. John, the original Red Ranger.
Okay. Does he
Yeah.
not do many
Oh,
signings?
and Kimberly as well. Or shoot, I forgot her name, but yeah, the Pink Ranger. No,
Is it?
they all do signings, but they're all not doing it all together at once. So they
Yeah.
do it, different times. But I did also get the second or Zeo Ranger Pink and Zeo Ranger Yellow,
Oh,
which
okay.
are the second generation.
Yeah. Wasn't it like
Yeah.
Allison something for
Yeah.
the first? Yeah. For Kimberly. That was her real name, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. Something with an A.
Mhm.
I knew it. I just can't remember it
Amy.
right now.
I think it's
Amy.
Amy.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew it was something with an A.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're missing her, the Pink Ranger. I'm sorry, the Yellow Ranger. Damn, so you're pretty much missing everybody but the Black and Green
Three. I'm
Ranger.
missing three. I have, yeah. I got the Black Ranger last year and the Green Ranger this year, and
Yeah,
then Kate Sutherland, the second Pink
Second
Ranger,
Ranger.
and the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, last year too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when you got those too.
Yeah. So
Damn.
I never thought I would ever get a chance to meet them ever, or get signatures for that matter. But I just started getting into that like recently.
Yeah, doing
So
signatures.
yeah, and it's something I don't plan on, getting CGC graded or anything like that, because for me, like signatures from like people that I are a fan of, it's more on the memory of like meeting them and like having their signature on a book
Yeah.
or whatever item that I choose to get signed. So if I buy a book that has a signature of one of my favorite artists or whatever, like it doesn't mean anything to me because it doesn't like
Yeah, because you weren't there for it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no,
But on that note, like if someone gifted something to me that had a signature of someone that I adored, I'm still gonna be ecstatic about it.
yeah, of course. I mean, there's all
Yeah.
you're never gonna say no. That's
Yeah.
always pretty awesome to get, but
Yeah.
nothing beats meeting somebody and getting their signature.
Yeah, exactly. Because
You
you're
know,
tying a memory to that time when someone signs that book. So
exactly. Like I had a bunch of like records and like CDs or whatever, like just like music related stuff that I had signed over the years.
yeah.
So I know exactly what that's like. Cool thing
Yeah.
is that stuff was always free. Like you never
Yeah.
had to pay to get the signatures.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly.
So that
Especially
I
when it
always
comes
like
to
that.
musical artists.
Yeah. But at the same time, like I get it. Like
Hmm.
a lot of these places are charging, especially 50, because it's also helping the shops.
And helping the creators as well,
Yeah.
because when musical artists like perform and they do their thing, like they get paid for it
Yeah, they have like
through the
labels backing them
tickets.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but then like these independent creators or writers and stuff, like they have to make some kind of extra money on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
I'm sure there's much more money in music than there is comics.
Yeah. Or even
Oh,
the original Power Rangers, like not all of them like continued acting after
yeah,
that. Like
exactly.
yeah.
So it's not
So
like they're just raking in that like, AAA like
Yeah.
Not AAA, like blockbuster movie hit, like
Yeah.
that big summer movie that everybody's gonna go see. Like none of them
Yeah.
are
Yeah.
making that kind of money. Not to
Yeah.
say that they're broke or anything. I'm not, I
Right.
don't
Right.
want to like give the impression that I think that they don't have money,
Yeah.
but
And I
it's
think
not like,
it's also great because the people, or when they do these kinds of events, they kind of put some of the money back into the fandom.
yeah,
Like Jason David Frank, he's raising money and already started a Kickstarter for the movie that he's working on, and that's why he's here in California. He's
oh,
basically
cool.
working on his a movie called Legacy of the White Dragon, which is a Power Ranger movie done by or being produced by Bat in the Sun, which is the same like group of people that did like crossover what if fights on YouTube.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's super cool. They have like a little, I think 3 or 5 minute trailer if you ever want to watch it.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's basically about him as the Green Ranger or whatever, and getting chased down by these other Rangers that lost their powers, and like trying to get him to join the fight
Yeah.
of
All right.
whatever they're fighting or whatever.
That sounds
Yeah,
like something I'd watch. So
it's kind of like, dude, like it kind of I had like the Last Ronin like vibes to it, but
yeah,
about Power Rangers.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
All right. Well, so kind of like like Ranger Slayer,
yeah, yeah, kind of.
but it's Tommy instead of Kimberly.
Yeah, yeah,
All right. I can get behind that.
yeah.
So, not to cut you off from the Power Rangers, but we're
Mhm.
hitting like I think 2.5 hours now.
Damn, 2.5.
So
I thought
I
this
think
was gonna be a short conversation.
I know, right? So I think it's time we wrap this up.
Yeah, yeah. For that's pretty much it for variant covers. If you guys are interested, people get into it for either art collecting, investments, or just the thrill of the hunt, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Art
think
collecting and thrill of the hunt.
all three of those like go under my belt for sure.
Yeah, like the value thing a little bit for me, but not enough that I wouldn't like classify.
Yeah,
Like I like things that are worth money. Like I like knowing that my collection is definitely building up that like, that value, but I'm not gonna sell it. So
yeah,
it's not like,
yeah.
and like I've said before, I don't buy stuff to sell. I buy it
Right.
like at the very least to trade, or at the most to
Yeah,
trade.
yeah.
Yeah.
For my advice for you guys, at least from my experience, if you do have the money to front it, and to not rip people off completely, also is to have the hobby pay for itself. Like if you could invest in your hobby and books and whatnot, and you could sell some books here and there to pay off like the books that you do want, then that's the easiest way to go
Oh
through.
yeah.
Well, actually the most difficult way, because it is hard to front that
Yeah.
money and do the legwork and side hustle for that. So but if you can do it, that's what I recommend, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's always
So
fun.
I just want to say thank you guys for that. For those of you that made it all the way to the end, for those of you that are new listeners, please like and subscribe our channel. And if you are not on this platform that much, feel free to follow us on Instagram as well. And again, that it's spelled COMIXALLIANCE. And like I said, thanks again for you guys tuning in and whatnot. Joe, do you have anything further? Anyone?
Nope. Just want to say thank you and have a good night, everyone.
All right, we'll see you guys again next week.
All right. Take care.